Good morning, FFR fans. Welcome to another edition of FFR in the morning. Tonight, or to this morning, we have Falconic joining us as we watch our local metalworker, Sketchy Metal, take on DevioXS in this battle of the 0-2s. So both of these runners looking for their first win. One of them is going to get it. One of them will be up against the wall in the 0-3 bracket next week. Falconic, how are you doing this morning?
Tired, but good. Glad to join you here for a little bit of Falcon Caleb in the morning.
It's pretty good. I got my coffee.
I've got my coffee as well, and another drink poured just in case. It should be a good one. It's nice to see some of the newer runners utilize that none slot. I think it often scares too many people away.
Yeah,
but otherwise, we've got a pretty even party here. What do you think?
Yeah, it's an interesting party comp. Both runners opting to take the Thief. And Sketchy Metal, having raced against Spellzap and Will Bloodworth, picking up some of that minimalist strategy that we see our veterans use. And DevioXS, having raced against Lord Fizzlebeef and Ex-Russian Bishop, has sort of adopted that speed and power strategy. So
yeah, they certainly haven't had it easy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So 0-2 versus 0-2, and as they say in boxing, somebody's O has got to go, and I think it's going to feel real good and might even launch them into a possible winning streak to get into that play-in race or last chance qualifier.
Yeah, at both of our runners sitting at 0-2 could easily make it to 4-2 after this race, so you definitely want to get to 4-2, in my mind. The 3-3 meat grinder of the last chance qualifier is a scary proposition where there's roughly going to be close to 15 to 20 racers, depending on availabilities and whatnot, going for one slot to get into another meat grinder. But speaking of meat grinders, let's see what our magic is. Cure 4, slot 1.
Cure 4, Exit, and Exfer. 3 of my favorite spells.
And we might be giving Garland some cake here. But fast is a good call there. I'd like to see that level 1. And we got a reroll from Devio.
I don't hate this at all. I'm confused why the Thief is still coming along though.
So is he. And I thought we were gonna move it out of the way, but opting for that white mage, and we're gonna go Fighter, Thief, White, Black. This is the vanilla party that I ran as a kid on the Nintendo, and I had no idea that thieves were terrible then. I just thought they were cool because they turned into ninjas. But
don't brush off that confused spell in level 1 either. I know it's not the best in the world, but if we make our way to carry and we still haven't gotten anything to swing.
True. It is an effective strategy against her. And it'll also kind of help with it being an AoE spell if, for instance, we don't have an AoE sweeper in level 2 and Cake isn't working for us on those pirates. Confuse will work because they'll beat each other up and we'll get out of that fight pretty easily.
Yeah, Confuse is great. Essentially, it casts Fire 1, and wouldn't you know it, the pirates are... Their HP is so low, Fire 1 usually gets the job done.
Sketchy Metal, breaking the mold, going up to talk to the king first, and it's a key!
I love this play. I think he was probably hoping for like a Thor hammer, something that he could use in battle, but a key works just as well.
So he'll be there in a minute, but I wonder if he'll do the TOF locks while he's going up to check Garland too. Maybe
just about to ask, do you think he checks those trap tiles?
You got to. With that money, buy some camping, flame armor.
That's early jackpot.
Yeah, 12,000 gold, flame armor, copper bracelet's fine. You know, it'll do. It's some absorb. But Devio into the Temple of Fiends.
Well, that funds our items going forward. We can at least pick up some of the heals and pures we saw in Canaria, a couple saving items. It's going to make traversing the world a little bit easier. There's a mage staff right off the bat too. So.
Alright, so Sketchy Metal will be happy to see that with the low part with this the 2 to 3 man party comp. You usually want to find item magic pretty early to give those melee characters something to do, so we're not wholly dependent on that red mage for everything.
Yeah, I think putting that mage staff in the thieves' hands feels pretty good right about now.
And what I'll be fascinated to see if Devio does the sneaky little exit from... Okay, so if you exit from the throne room or warp from the throne room after going through Temple of Fiends, it will send you back to TOF. So if he gets that key, checks those 6 boxes, and then casts Exit, it will kick him back to Temple of Fiends. He can drop that house that he picked up and go check these lock boxes. See if he's aware of that.
Do you really want to waste a house this early, though? That's a great play. Don't get me wrong. But
I don't know. I don't know if he has any other camping equipment. I wouldn't want to waste a house, but if we had like a cabin or a tent, for sure.
Oh, that's a tremendous veteran move if he pulls it off.
And it's not something a lot of people know, because usually it's only really a factor if you have like free airship as a way to sort of save you the walk. And we're in our menu.
Yeah. Oh, I saw him go over magic and I got so excited.
Alright, it's fine. So, at the end of the day, if there's nothing in those boxes, but here comes Sketchy, because he's probably going to continue the traditional routing of Provoca to the Matoya's Cave, digging up that canal, hoping for a loose dwarf item, or not a loose, incentive dwarf item, to be able to at least not double dip the dwarf cave.
Yeah, we've got plenty of money. Those cabins are really cheap. Probably pick up a couple of softs here, 2 or 3. Should last you the entire game, hopefully, unless the siege just grows.
Well, you rolled it, so we'll find out.
Well, last night's wasn't too bad, so
yeah,
I've got some redemption ahead of me.
And Sketchy just gonna go take care of Garland. I didn't see if he bought cabins when he was in Canaria, but Princess Sarah.
I think he did. He has to. Yeah, 10.
Okay, yeah. Princess Sarah with the rod is also nice, because that's one of those ones that if you have to go digging for it late, it feels real bad. And it also feels bad to go into Earth without the rod, so.
Yeah, anytime you can get the rod anywhere other than loose in Earth feels awesome. So here, this is what we were talking about. I'm not a huge fan of having the mage staff on your magic caster, because now that fight kind of got drawn out a little bit more than it needed to be, but gets it done nonetheless.
Alright, going right for the pirate fight. We're going to use that mage stick to get it done, and we're going to use Cake. So pirates, even though they have that water background, are not actual sea-type enemies, so Cake will work on them, just like the Cake will work on. I believe it'll work on Kaizokus. I know the Kaizokus don't resist fire like the sea type, because they're people.
I don't know that I've ever tried Quake on Kaizokus. And a ruby. So once we get our canal, that's 2 free items.
So with early Rod and early Ruby, do you just knock out the Melmon continent all in one go?
Nope. Not until I find better magic. No.
We got level 1 exit though.
Sure. So Marsh Cave isn't such a bad idea if that's one of the gambles you're wanting to make, but
yeah, so as of right now, we are going to be forced into Marsh unless we find that canal and a key lock box and level 2 Fade.
Oh.
Lovely.
Man, I wonder if Devios right now is thinking, should have turned this thief into a red mage.
Yeah, the Fighter Rainbow would feel real good here, especially with nothing doing in level 2 Black Magic other than that lock spell. So Black Mage right now not going to be able to pull their weight with anything for a while.
Do a little dance around Bicky and then slap around his pirates.
Yep. Cast Cake on the Kaizokus. Let me see if it works. Yeah, alright, we're gonna do it. Alright, let's. Oh, Mage Staff's gonna get it done before we see if. Alright, probably see Devio throw down a tent in the middle of the water. Nope. See, I like to throw a tent down like right there before you go under the bridge, and then walk to Matoya. Because if Matoya is nothing, we just reset and we're back down into the water, and we can just head south for Elfland.
Yeah, it's those little things that you pick up as you get better and better at running. That's a huge time save if you do that tent trick. And the exit trick you talked about earlier. Just a lot of little things that runners can pick up on.
Yeah, those little optimizations. And both of these runners have come a long way in the first few weeks that we've been in this spring tournament. Neither really really active in the community prior to this. So some of them fresh faces, never seen them before, showing up just like I did last year in the spring tournament. And week to week to week, you can see these marked improvements in their place. And the Kaizoku's with rub. So not the grossest thing in the world, but
Yeah, you don't like seeing it, but
yeah.
I've been as low accuracy as rub is. Just vanilla days of Astos fights. No thanks.
Yeah. Oh, and the Grumps with Toxic.
That's rude.
Sketchy Metal, seeing all the nastiness. Devio just getting by, not seeing anything yet. Alright, so I guess looks like we're gonna go to... Oh, he's gonna save there at the tip of the Canarian Peninsula and do the dwarf check without adamant or TNT. Get these 10 boxes.
Oh yeah, he does have key. I was gonna say for 2 boxes, maybe not, but with key, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, 10 boxes versus the 4 in Elfland Armory. There's a little bit of cloth and a little bit more money. So that's maybe a level 3 spell.
Ooh, we did not honor the hooray dwarf.
You might not know. No time to hooray, we gotta go fast. Alright. Rune Swords, good find. X-Cal, so French Vanilla X-Cal and Masa. Look at all these swords I found.
This is appropriate for the dwarves to be holding on to.
Yeah. I was like, Rune Sword, that's pretty good for the Thief to wield. Oh, X-Cal, that's good for our promotion. Oh, Masa. Okay. Well,
I'm just seeing that meme of the dude like, I can't hold all these swords.
I think of Pulp Fiction when Bruce Willis is in the pawn shop and he's like picks up a weapon, puts it down, sees another weapon, puts it down, sees, and he ultimately lands on the samurai sword, the Masa of the Quentin Tarantino universe.
All right, so good play by Devio there. You really hope that Sketchy also hits up that dwarf cave before he goes anywhere else.
Yeah, and I mean he's got to know that there's good chest density there. It beats going to. Oh, I like this sneaky little backdoor play here on Devio. Gonna go up and check TOF lock. I like the proximity routing here.
Yeah, and suddenly having that Mazmoon, we're not really so scared.
Yeah.
Well, I changed that. You might still be scared, but you have a little bit more confidence that you can take out whatever you're going to see there.
Yeah, both of our runners gonna check out these key lock boxes here in TOF. And spike tiles, cat-sized men. Fate will get them done. At least they're runnable. 8,200 bucks is pretty good. It's pretty good to find. Because that's at least a handful of spells in Elfland. And with the exit, I would imagine we're going to keep whatever we find here. Because money is so important in the first 30 minutes of the game. Because we're still saving up for a shop item. If we go down to Elfland and we find like a 30k adamant or something for sale, like we're going to want that any money that we can find. And the Catman getting the drop on Devio. Down goes da-da-da-da.
So, yeah, Ice Shield's pretty good. I was going to say, if you don't find anything here, do you at least try to get a fade off to see if you can get a quick level or two? Or do you just reset back to that?
Yeah. I think I flee, fade, flee.
Well, that's how you get the FFR special.
Yeah. So, Devio balances out, and Sketchy Metal takes the wipe there. Unfortunately, got the information that there's an ice shield there if he wants it. And about 10k worth of gold. But Sketchy, heads up play, gonna get his Masa. Devio able to get through and save it. Are we gonna go back in for that 8,200 gold? Yeah.
I don't think he really cares too much about it. You can sell that heel helm.
He might have even had it, because he has 18,000 gold in his inventory, and I don't think there was that much gold here in Dwarves. So.
We'll find out here in a second.
Yeah.
Sketchy, don't go left. It's 30 steps. It's 28 to the right. Never go left.
At least we got exit. So, or he won't have exit because that's exit was white magic locked.
Yep.
So our canal exists in a world that is either in the marsh cave. We do at least silver lining. We can full clear marsh. We have the key. or it's in the 4 boxes and the elf.
That's the downside to getting a key early, right? Is the game's like, hey, by the way, I can put stuff here now. Canuck, no. Nobody's checked Northwest.
Yeah, good call. I forgot about the Northwest. So the 3 boxes there too. So 7 free boxes, a bunch that aren't as free. Cabin, 8 gold, 44 gold and 2 cabins. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. We'll use those cabins by the end of the seed, and we'll spend that 44 gold right here.
Lit 3 at level 3 feels really good.
Mm-hmm. Gotta be happy to have something for that black mage to do now. I think you gotta put that mage stick on the thief at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Life. That's gonna be locked out of for sketchy metal in there in the 4th slot.
I don't know that the thief's also going to be swinging at the end of the game like the fighter will be, but having Saber land in a ninja learnable slot is also a nice convenience sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I like the Harm 4 purchase. I like Harm 4 and Harm 3 a lot. Harm 4 will do damage equivalent to just about Fade, but only on Undead. But in the early game, Marsh, Ice Cave, we're going to see a lot of Undead in the Earth Cave. So having something that you can throw that doesn't consume Fade charges is nice.
Well, what we did just see was that, unfortunately, Nuke and Temper, while available early, are on the same level.
Yeah.
And that's just not good.
And also not good, max gold bracelets. 65,535 gold, and this gold bracelet can be yours.
Did you see how much that heel helmet sold for?
32k.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
real good.
Now I'm thinking, with Devio's party, we have the flame armor, we have an ice shield. That's our in-game equipment for the ninja when we promote. If we're lucky, we'll find white shirt, black shirt, or at least an opal bracelet, so we won't have to worry about paying for those max price gold bracelets. To the point where if I found one, having that knowledge, I might just turn around and sell it right away, just to get 32,000 gold. Alright, 3 boxes are Marsh. Iron stick, iron armor, and a pure pod. And there's some fish flopping around on the floor in here. I'm surprised the Devio didn't smell them when he walked in the room. Just being left out. The odor is leaving him defenseless, so I mean it can't be off-putting.
Oh,
happy day.
Well,
Here's our level 14 grind right here.
You know, I've done some seeds here in the spring tournament where you see this pack and you're so grateful because now you have all the XP you need until these guys roll upwards of like 400 HP.
Yeah, and one just ate a moss to swing for 201, but goes down to about 287 damage, so somewhere between 250 287. Not the best, but not terrible. But just gonna get a few levels here. I don't think we're gonna take this fight.
No, I think that one fight was enough. Level 8 going into Marsh Cave with Fade and possibly one. Well, his new caster died, so
yeah.
No, I don't risk it. Maybe go if you got a house, go outside, pop it down, see how it goes. Oh no, we're just right back in.
Taking them EXPs and Sketchy Metal doing the same thing, getting smaller packs here and able to melee Fade a little bit more efficient here without having pulling the big. And there's his big pack, so this will be the resource consumer for him.
All right, save those levels. I love it. It's a smart move. Sometimes you can overstay your welcome, take a fight that just goes horribly wrong for you, and suddenly you're down 5 minutes.
Look at all these wonderful people joining us in chat for FFR in the morning. We got Saint Von Jester, we got Demon RHK, another one of those ducks showing up, looking to shake things up in the spring tournament, along with this real super pleb. So the ducks coming out to watch the ducks race. Gotta love it.
How do we know that is the real super pleb? We just take him at his word?
I mean, you got to. And also joining us in chat is the Lisa Frank book bag. Always good to see him coming around.
Is that Lucid Football himself?
It is.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here for Falcon Caleb in the morning. We're on a peed grind.
Yeah, I mean, I think, so if you're a duck, Sketchy Metal DevioXS, you're committed to this with our cakes, using our resources. How high do you go before you feel comfortable going into Marsh?
As a duck, I would probably think 12 to 15.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And the cake's doing pretty well here. And I don't know if that was intentional, but Sketchy is down to the 2-man. This isn't bad. I'd like a 2-man party here, but without having access to life magic or the exit, it's less than ideal.
Yeah, but that's kind of the defense to not having life magic is get one person so high that they never die.
True. Alright, so we got level 10 for 2 light warriors. Sketchy Metal gonna go. So when we talk about minimal party comps, and I know you are a big proponent of the awkward party groups.
Mm-hmm.
Sketchy Metal Rock and Fighter Red Mage. Okay, he's gonna go back to Alpha and pick that thief up. What is your favorite 2-person party comp?
My favorite to play just for raw fun is Black Belt White Mage.
Okay.
Love it. Is it good in a race? Probably not. Definitely not.
I feel like there's a lot of if-then statements that could make it good in a race.
But it's really fun. It's good times. Find the Mazza, put it on the black belt, get in some levels, and all of a sudden it's the white mage swinging the Mazza. And who doesn't love seeing a white mage swinging the Mazza?
We got Will Cleosis showing up in chat, just putting a Vorpal sword down. It's weird that every time he shows up, he just puts that sword on the ground and just expects us to do something with it. MG Weirdo, our tracker. Good to see you. Yeah, the black magic, not that good here early on, but between the mage stick and the level 2 fade, yeah, fighter red white mage could have been pretty good. I mean, the black belt white mage could have worked here, as chat's discussing. You have that mage stick for the black belt to use in combat.
So Gurumps, kind of spoiling the party here for Sketchy. So Lightning 2, they had something else. They were the ones with Toxic.
Yeah, the Grumps grumping with Toxic.
Toxic for the ability, Light 2 for the spells. Devio is checking one of the link chests.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing you'll get a little bit better at with time is knowing that you can just skip that entire room and save your steps.
Yeah, that box linked to the room, caddy corner bottom right to it. Also linked to the chest in the 3rd row all the way to the right. Mm-hmm. Also linked to that box. You'll see runners that aren't familiar with the March bottom layout kind of check in each room, and they'll go in there like, oh, there's another box. I never see anybody check this box, and it's just like, oh, it's empty. Why is it empty? Because it's in that first room, and then it's in this room here.
Yeah, there it is, that empty box right there.
Yeah, so it's not a whole lot of wasted steps, maybe half a dozen, but those, again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, the minimal optimizations that can change. We've got 3 boxes locked with a key and 2 boxes left to find either a canal or a loose canoe.
Hey Caleb, let's move on to our first segment of the morning here in Falcon Caleb in the Morning.
Top of Marsh, I forgot.
What if canoe or canal is in a key lock chest guarded by, let's say, unrunnable iron goals?
We got level 2 fade. Devio, yeah, we got level 2 fade. And lucky turn order if we're lucky.
You feel good about that?
Yeah, I feel good about that. Yeah, I feel good about that. If we could, I mean, we got the flame armor. I mean, we might lose the thief in the process, but we got the flame armor on the fighter. And there's a ribbon for Sketchy Metal. Huge pickup there, top Marsh. So if Devio finds the canoe or canal down here, or whatever loose fetch item will lead to it, Sketchy Metal going to be in a better place just by finding that ribbon for the rest of the seed. And coming around, checking through the top of the box, Devio, when you come back, if you go straight up, go one over, down, and then walk around the bottom of that room, we just found gold bracelet money in a canal. So Sketchy Metal doing the top Marsh play. Gotta love it. So
does Sketchy go down? Because we haven't really seen anything worthwhile at bottom of Marsh yet.
No, but I think if he wants to be thorough, he will. If he wants to gamble with the masa and the ribbon that he has now, you leave. But with exit, oh, he doesn't have exit. That's right. Yeah, I think you pop out, drop a house, and then if you're gonna do it, you come back, and then you can just reset out if there's nothing doing here.
Is he going back in? Sketch? No, he's out.
He's
He's
out.
got his canal, and he's going to make the gamble. It's a smart play. I mean, Marsh typically isn't too friendly, although we do have the ability to get. Actually, Devio will be able to do the. Oh, depending on how beefy these guys are, this might be a pretty good grind tile as well. Although I think we're done with the grind for now.
He did see this when he walked into the first room in the key lock, and kind of misstepped and hit the spike tile.
Yeah, level 13 already before even touching the outer sea. That's
real
fine.
good. It's real good. So now that we have what we have the masa, we have a ribbon, we have early rod, early exit for Devio anyway. I like him. See, this is that link chest.
Yep.
We don't need to open that box. I like an early earth clear.
I feel better about it now. You were asking me if I would do it, and I said not without spells. Well, now we've got spells, we've got armor, we've got weapons. Yeah. Yeah, I think we feel pretty good. And it's not like you have anywhere else to go at the moment. I think it's kind of forcing you. We're gonna do the ruby turn-in and see what we get from that, but
I'll be excited if we find an early tail and we throw that X-Cal on the knight. Maybe we find a katana along the way. Give that masa to the white mage. We got to chat talking about the Nintendo Power Strategy Guide. We talked about it last night during the Lisa Frank Book Bag WAB match. The Wabu beef match. Yeah, I love all the wonderful things you can do with the white mage and that masa. It's a lot of fun.
So just over 25 minutes. We're finally going to leave the inner sea. I have to imagine it's Ruby immediately. Stop off in Melman, find out what the spells are.
Yeah.
But then we're going to go pick up our 2 key items and see if maybe the seed is generous in its, I don't know, canoe floater.
Oh, that would be the dream. The feels bad time would be life 2 being locked out of red magic altogether. So no life magic for Sketchy.
Is that a level 5 warp again?
Early warp is nice. Brack though, we're gonna have to promote for that Brack. We got another duck showing up. Jazz Raptor. I heard the duck calls going out this morning in the Discord. So all the ducks showing up to watch each other race, root for each other. It's gonna be a fun matchup.
Robots in the skies. Thanks for joining us, Jazz Raptor. A little bit of Falcon Caleb in the morning.
Jazz, one of my favorite Transformers as a kid. Thought he was super cool.
There we have swinging that Mazda, already doing quite a bit of damage. That fighter is oh. Ooh.
That's not good.
This is Asper, some zappy boys.
He's going to Earth.
I don't like this.
He's going to Earth.
He has a ruby. Sir, please.
Maybe it's top 5.
I don't care what it is.
Okay. And you could have gone the long way around that mountain, but all right.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, you just want the extra 10% experience before you go diving into Earth.
Until you find out it's Opal Cheerio and Thorhammer. So let's find out what's in the Titan's pantry here. Some grrr wolves. Nice palette swap there. Actually look like gray wolves for once, and not purple wolves that we're just trying to call gray.
He runs away. They say, no, get back here.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to outrun a pack of 7 wolves.
Mm-mm.
Even with that thief. Like, they'll get you eventually. $150. Heal pot. 700, and there's a crystal. So guess what we get to do? Go back to the inner sea.
This is fun. This game is fun. This isn't frustrating.
Well, hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll Sarda will minimize the pain and give us like an herb or something so we can just start knocking this stuff out while we're here. And we don't have to keep double dipping the inner sea. And Devio, buying all the supplies he could ever possibly want, tax a 10 of everything.
Did Devio remember the gold bracelet? Because he's still got, well, now he's just shy. I was going to say he just has enough money, but, oh look, required item.
Yeah, so, feels bad. Because now we get to go back to talk to Grandma. We already been there. Or
what if Grandma to Crown to Herb to Thor? Are you mad?
Yeah. Sketchy, I want to see Sketchy do an early Earth dive. So, question from chat from Wilcleo says, no canoe. We have not found a canoe yet. We have not found any entrance gating items such as a chime or Oxyale. So, the only other place we have on the board is this crystal and Olive Earth Cave.
Yeah, Weirdo making a good point. We can still sail on over to Edgeworth and pick up the key item.
Sure, there are the grumpy old men down there.
SVJ pointing out that a trip to Grandma is in the works, and Caleb, you know what Grandma's favorite show is?
Mama's Family?
That's second favorite. First is
Golden Girls
show.
Oh, sorry.
Good. It's quite clearly Falcon Caleb in the morning.
I thought it was Supermarket Sweep.
That's my favorite. You're getting confused here, son.
Hey, well, the good thing I'm trying to be like Edge. I'm trying to be a confused old man. Sketchy gonna go to the old men, see what they're holding on to, and Devio gonna talk to the Titan, get that little bit of money, get his crystal, and loot. I still like the early Earth play.
I think he's got the heal pots for it. His pures are a little bit low. The levels look fine. It would have been nice to just go ahead and cross off that entire continent, but
yeah.
Again, you're put yourself in the mind of a duck.
Yeah.
You've been told never Earth.
Yeah. That's why you don't listen to us.
Yeah.
Don't listen to those old folks. Listen to this old folk. Do Earth if you've got the means to get through it.
Incoming raid from Speed Gaming Deutsch. Welcome.
Yeah, good to see you. We got a wonderful Final Fantasy Randomizer spring tournament matchup here, and there's our cube for sale. So there's a vendor item, not the one we want, but the one we'll need eventually.
Hey, Will, look, cube.
I mean, it is a little pricey, but there might be an autograph on it.
Does the value go up or down when he signs it?
It depends, I think. Different markets, right? So, Invis 2 at level 6, that'll be learnable upon promotion. Not even going to check the black magic because that woman is just trying to get us to talk about the environment and sign a petition. We're not about it. Herb. Oh boy.
I like this play. I was a little confused why Sketchy wouldn't go hit up Grandma first, but a duckling showing me some routing moves here can now do Crystal and Herb all at once.
Yeah. So, progressive community here in Crescent Lake. Old men with the herb. And a weird little cube for sale. So, it's a little kitschy little shop. Come on, Devio. Do the thing. Go to Earth. Be my hero. Make me happy.
Do it.
So this has, I mean, we have the ability, we may have to full clear this place anyway, the way these seeds have routed out so far, and we have the means to do it.
That was toxic again.
Uh-oh.
On the Tigers.
Uh-oh. How many toxics are there in the monster pool?
I think 3?
Okay, so not necessarily the Medusa script yet. I like doing the checks in the inner sea versus routing around south to do the southern Elfland dock just because we have to do Crystal too.
Yeah. is swinging a silver dagger now, so that black mage is somewhat useful if you run out of spellcast. But with the mage staff, I just don't see that one swinging.
Now, I probably do Matoya first before coming to Elfland, just in case Matoya has the canoe and this is like floater. But
also the crown. Matoya has the crown, then you want to come down here and do urban crown turn in all at once.
yeah, we don't want to be bouncing up and down here like a basketball, dribbling through the inner sea. And the Kaizoku's have Blizzard and Rub. So just being all sorts of creepy, you know, saying baby it's cold outside.
Floater.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So we are just a canoe away from being a butterfly in the sky going twice as high for Sketchy Metal.
But still, yeah. Still nowhere else. I mean, I guess that puts ice, ordeals, waterfall, puts our mini dungeons on the table. I like the routing here for Devio. Gonna go to Matoya first. Sharks. Bringing the heat.
Is that lasers on the forehead?
The large fin bass in chat asking, does make the game super less we're talking about the toxic. Yeah.
So we got a bit of a high five going on here, just outside the J Canal, outside of Grandma's house.
For the sideways number 4?
Sure. Shapes.
Backwards lowercase t. And the Grumps with Lightning 2 and Toxic. So Grumps and Kaizoku's the early gatekeepers of the encounter table here.
And Grandma has a chime.
Okay, so we got Chime, Cube, and Floater. Do you go to Sky looking for that loose, or do you go to the Earth Cave looking for that canoe?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Or do you go to Waterfall and hope that you dig out Oxia?
We don't have a canoe.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so we found vendor item, so there's no reason to go to Onrak. I feel I can feel my brain, my galaxy brain's pulsing. We go to Earth. I've been saying it. It's gonna be an Earth Cave.
I don't know. I think you've got Harm 3, Harm 4, you've got Nuke, you've got Fade, you've got Lightning 3. That is screaming Sky to me.
Yeah, but our levels will get beat up.
That's why we're going to Sky. Our levels.
Yeah. But our levels,
where do we find them?
We could find some in Earth. There's 4 spike tiles to check there. And Devio skipping Matoya. I wonder if he's going to go around to the South Elfland dock here. So not the worst routing, because you know you're in the inner sea anyway.
Didn't we just saw Devio outside Matoya though? Didn't we?
Right. Oh, so he's. But I'm sorry, I misspoke. The herb.
Oh,
so
okay.
He hasn't gone to Crescent Lake, so this actually isn't terrible routing here because he will get the cube, get the herb, sail around, get the floater. So just get the sad robot noise music, and know that canoe is going to be loose. Yeah, and Demon Frog in chat. Harm 4 Fade Moss and do Earth while you're here. That's what I've been saying for the past 20 minutes, and Falcona keeps yelling at me.
Nah, I don't hate it. I think that the game has said, here is your starter pack for Sky. Go do it. And I like the play. I mean, Earth is fine. You can knock it out. Earth would be a lot quicker if you had better levels.
I get the Sky play for Sketchy more than Devio. Devio with the exit. If Earth gets nasty at any point,
yeah,
we keep that ribbon on the white mage, and we can get out of there at any point. But Sketchy, I did not see if he bought the cube.
I mean, he had the money for it.
Yeah. So we're gonna check Onrak.
Yeah. Magic just isn't all that great.
There's
black.
there's our look at level 6 magic. So fire 3, best magic there, and got it. So did he not check the item shop in Crescent?
Oh no, he did. He saw it. He was the first one to show us.
No, I'm talking about Sketchy.
Oh, no, yeah, the Sketchy was the first one over to Crescent Lake. He saw the cube, unless I mean he opened it and didn't see the cube. Maybe there's always the case.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what his levels look like, as we're just losing time here on the on-rack continent without the Oxyale.
Does he think? Oh no, this is the on-rack Loopa Loopa.
Yeah, so just take a reset here, and that feels bad. So, okay, so he has the cube in his inventory. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So, looks like we're going to Sky.
Devio, where are you heading, buddy? What's next? It looks like he's sailing to South Elfland.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Going the long way around, but
Eh. He's on vacation. I like it.
alright.
Hope you're having a good morning here, Laverne's Fine Bakery, as you join Caleb and I for some Falcon Caleb in the morning. Weather report coming up on the 20s, and we'll have traffic for you here shortly.
We'll take a look at the weather where you are. The last time I did FFR in the morning, I was doing a race for Zenobian, and he is, I don't know if you know this, he's a commercial baker.
No.
So I was like, local baker Zenobian is going to be sharing his recipes for success. It's always fun.
All right, so Sketchy's making what I think what we both agree is the correct play here, right? We both agree that this is he didn't save.
It's technically the correct play. It's not the play that I would have done.
I don't like not saving. He's gonna have to walk. I don't even remember where he saved last. I really hope it wasn't an on. Okay.
I was at the dock, so not the worst.
Okay. Yeah, there you go, weirdo. Save outside of Sky.
Devio, go home. Yes, thank you, Devio. All right, I love it. We're gonna see route divergence. DevioXS, my new. Oh, Devio, where you go?
Oh.
You were about to be my favorite.
So Caleb, tell us, have you ever had your heart broken before?
Oh,
Did
so
Devio
many
just
times.
break it?
Yeah, no. Sketchy man, go back. Go back. Check those 3 boxes from that one spot. Is Devio going? Okay, that's a way to get this guy. So
That is a way to Sky. We've got lost $40 telling Devio or Sketchy that you can in fact put the tents on the sand, and highly recommends that he does so in the future.
I like the 10 houses, and I like the commitment to the 2-person party here. Gonna get the levels on the people that will need them most in the end game.
Yeah, we don't need that thief right now. I mean, maybe we find a katana here, we change our decisions on party members, but as of now, there's just not much he can do for us. And then we were talking with the Red Mage, locked out of Life 2. You really want that fighter to just be able to survive everything.
He didn't check those 2 boxes.
Uh-oh.
I
Did
wonder.
he take a fight that maybe got him a little bit turned around?
I don't think so. But Nightmares with Dazzle. I don't like that he missed those 2 boxes, because you don't walk away from those 2 boxes unless you think you got them.
Well, there's no way anything important is going to be in those 2 boxes, right?
We're gonna find out. Got a cabin, a little bit of money. It's a little bit of money. Okay, so that's fine. We've lost about $3 grand. It's fine. I mean, it's fine.
It's fine. Alright, so question.
Yes.
You're obviously going to do greater than less than. Is this a full Sky clear and also Tiamat fight?
Yeah, we got Fast, we got Stimper, we've got Amasa, we got backup fades. We don't have the the cheeky quick way out with exit or brack, but I like Devio's chance here for a full clear a little bit better, just having access to exit. Devio trying to burn some encounters?
I thought maybe he was fishing for a power cycle check, but now it looks like Devio's got a pretty good grasp of the encounter table and is already starting to manipulate it. Hey, look, it's those guys that you could throw your spells and stuff at if you had a red mage still standing.
Yeah. So this is for if I'm sketching metal, this is a reset.
Yeah. I mean, because what are you going to do? You're going to check greater than less than, find something really awesome, and then reset because you know you want to come back for it?
Yeah. And Lupita's favorite burrito commenting in chat, this is a bold place to convert to a 2-man. I agree, especially when we see stone poison from the Cerberus. That earth place feeling a little bit better in my mind. The nastiest thing we saw in Earth Cave would be the grumps that show up with the giants and werewolves. And we're going to go around the outside of the boxes here. This is something you see a couple runners do. Not the most effective step pathing through here.
It's going to feel pretty bad if Canoe was just hanging out in first floor berth, for sure. Well, we'll see. I mean, Sky's got so many chests, that's why people love to get to it as early as possible.
Yeah. And I mean, we got good levels here for Devio. I mean, they're not bad. You know, 15 across the board. We got a lot of magic options here. So we can make this work. It's just we have to be judicious with our pathing, our resources. If there's nothing here, probably just reset, just to get all our resources back and not worry about keeping stuff.
Well, I mean, you're talking about for Devio here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not even a reset. You have a white mage exit. Save the levels.
Yeah, but then we're using a house to do that.
Oh, I'm fine. We have so much money, I'm sure a house was purchased along the way.
And there's the damage poison on the mummies, so that's a scary thing to find. That makes a waterfall scary, that makes Earth Cave scary, that makes Ordeal scary, that makes potential spike tiles and volcano scary.
So both runners choosing to do the outside check, and that's a little confusing. Sketchy does not want to see what's in Sky, and I think you're about to get your wish. I think it's back to Earth.
Alright, and Devio's going to press on. And I like this because he's in a little bit better position with that white mage, having the ability to get out of here. Oh my lord.
Baby.
Do you know what it's worth? This is the place called Heaven on Earth.
Keep going.
They say in heaven, love comes first. But with 3 eyes and the cube spot, and we've got exit in a million houses.
Yeah.
This is party time central. So Devio, go side to side here when you watch this back. Side to side. You will not risk an off-step encounter. Oh man. Good God. So, depending on how long Devio spends here, and whether or not the Sky Palace is a bust.
Yeah, that's the tile that Sketchy really wanted to find, and he was so close to it. We saw this last night with Lab. Literally a step away from finding this tile and had a black belt.
Yeah, so it feels bad, but maybe we'll find Double Fighter or something like that in Earth, and Sketchy Metal will get the consolation prize. But this is the one you want.
Yeah.
And Sketchy, you can see the nerves of a rookie racer kind of playing against him here as he's sort of bouncing around here in the little bay outside of the Temple of Ordeals. And we're done. We're done with the grind.
This is all on purpose. He's an explorer. He's just routing the lands. He's making maps.
Well, we don't get points for cartography, so don't be afraid to hold B and push select.
So where are we going? We are south of Elfland now. Really thought that this would be, maybe it's a gold bracelet pickup, and then a dive into Earth?
Maybe. Because if this was a clinic check, we could have gone to Onrak for that. Or even Provoca doing the backdoor check there on the Provoca dock. So again, one of those like little minor optimizations to get a little bit tighter pathing. And Sketchy's gonna go grind.
Yeah. Typically, it's the veterans that do the backdoor.
But it's one of those things that you'll pick up as you learn the map and you see all these random little docks outside of the inner sea. And that's not even a extended or open progression dock. That's from the vanilla game.
Oh no. So not Earth.
So we're gonna go back to that red giant Agamo.
I don't think Sketchy ever did bottom of Marsh. So
yeah, so
him,
this is
the
this is the right play in his mind.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get the bad news that he's gonna waste about 5 minutes on this check. Maybe with the proximity he goes to Earth, but Cyrenus, we've already seen Marsh locked and we know that there's nothing down here. So level 18.
I just feel it. First floor of Earth is gonna have that canoe, and you're gonna be right the whole time. I can feel it.
I could feel it too when we started this, and we had Rod off the Princess. I like checking Earth early if I have the Rod. I like going to Marsh if I've already got the canoe and canal, because there are things that aren't going to take you that much time. The Earth play you're going to have to do anyway. You might already have to do a full clear of it anyway, so you're going to spend the time doing that one way or the other. You might get lucky on one of the 4 spike tiles and find something that you can use to your advantage. Marsh with exit, it's a 3 to 4 minute commitment, and if the loose is here, you're 20 minutes ahead at that point. So
but Sketchy, the trap tile there in Marsh, that's unfortunate because you can avoid that trap tile in that bottom left room, but he just walked right to it.
All right, here we are on the spider floor, the asterisk room, the star room, sky 2, whatever you want to call it, the shuriken floor.
The floor of many names.
Yeah.
Look at the just overall levels. I know we're almost an hour in and we don't have any orbs yet, but with the weapons, the armor, the levels that we have, I think there's our katana. I think we're just fine.
Yeah.
I think Devio is going to start just crossing these as soon as we find our loose canoe, crossing off these dungeons in no time.
And I like the play here for Devio, or I'm sorry, for Sketchy Metal. He's taking another Agama Argine fight. We're going to get the most out of this dive. We're committed now to walking out, which feels less good, but his level's kind of right there, and we take 2 fights on the Agama Argiants. Wonder if we'll take more on this. So this is an empty room. Go up if you want to be thorough, but wonder if how many times we take this fight.
I don't know. Free gold bracelet.
That's pretty good. That's another max gold chest, basically.
Or at least half of one.
Yeah. Did he check that second box?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. I always get paranoid when I see a runner opening a box, going in front of another box, and then going immediately into their menu. Because I'm like, wait, did you stop and equip that and then check the box, or did you check the box and now you're equipping things? Because I've done that where I open a box, I move over to check the next box, and keep going. And it's like, wait, I never opened that box to begin with. I spent the time in my menu.
That can certainly bite you, but no, he checked it, thankfully. All right, Sketchy. So you came up empty here in March. You got an extra level or 2 on the red giants, the Agamas. It's got to be Earth next, right? There's no way he goes back to Sky from here.
Yeah. I think so. I would love to see this seed ran with a black belt white mage, especially with that exit and that 3-eye grind.
Yeah.
Granted, we
Would
don't
be a
have a
good one.
ton. We don't have a ton of the key items, but
You've got enough, especially with 3i grind. I mean, 3i grind without any bonus XP is already still worth your time.
yeah. Alright, taking advantage of warp. So, Sketchy in and out of Marsh Cave, and we're running out of boxes here. We've got 15 left in Sky.
Even if the loose isn't here for Devio, if we can get through this and knock out Tiamat, I still think it's 100% worth the time because we're set up now for anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
Really, really good play here by Devio. He considered a duck, sure, but certainly not playing like one.
So, question from chat. I saw a runner had his nothing here text changed to hi mom. Is this acceptable? Fewer characters mean faster text? Well, as far as I know, the way the text comes up in Final Fantasy, it doesn't scroll. It just kind of all comes up at once, so it doesn't really matter. I do know that if you're changing text on the back end, you have to add those characters other places in the game, or it can throw off the script of the game, and it can mess it up, which is why you see, like, when we have our fun enemy names, like the nachos become nachos, but another letter, that missing O, is then added somewhere else, like on the wolves, or something like that. So
yeah, you gotta be a bit like Thanos and all things equal. If you take something, you gotta give something.
Yeah. But I love and that's Groggy Dog that has the hi mom instead of nothing here. I've loved that little touch on his
Look at that play from Devio. Decided, don't risk it. I got levels, I checked all the chests, exits, saves, and is diving back in without any fear of losing what he gained.
Yeah. And he's got that white shirt, which will help with Tiamat fight, and a potential War Mech when we get to the Bridge of Destiny. So Devio will, and we'll even be able to hit that third eye a little bit more.
Yep.
Sketchy Metals making the play.
It's a safe play, but it's also a gamble of a safe play, and I love it because he's going to take, like you said, even more fights going back up, but he's got all his resources back. He has no fear of losing anything to an unexpected War Mech along the way that could potentially be unrunnable. I like the play. I think it's very smart.
Yep, and you can see he's mitigating his resources here using a light axe and a mage stick instead of spell charges. And now do we spend 5 minutes here and just get to like
no
mid-20s?
Nope. We're fine. Our levels are great. We still have all the C to go through, which hopefully by that time we've seen both loose. But if not, that's another great place to get levels. No, I think it's just time to go. You don't have time to diddle-daddle.
Sketchy Metal making my play. And we know this is the right play now, because we can't go anywhere else. I just want to remind folks that just because this is the Earth week and the Volcano chest is incentivized, we still will have incentives in Earth, because fire doesn't just mean volcano, it means for incentives required Earth. So a little bit of money, that's probably a reset, but we're gonna walk that $4,600 out.
The Dark Lord Hydra, thanks for joining us. Hopes for a tough War Mech. Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, I get the feeling it's going to be like a 500 HP War Mech that we're just going to grind on if we can find it. But
Dragon Sword and Sun Sword, so there's something for our bot friend down there to swing. Hey, Space Drake, thanks for joining us. We have a wonderful match here with a couple Duckling Racers looking for a loose canoe. We've full cleared Sky. We got a loose Thor hammer. So there's one loose in Earth. How about both loose are in Earth? Because that's what's gonna be.
Yeah, it has to be.
So, man.
As I said at the beginning, you always Earth first.
But first, Bridge of Destiny. Get those blessed RNGs in chat. Let's see if Devio gets some free XP up here. But Falconic, I have a race tonight at 8 p.m. I feel like I just wasted my galaxy brain.
sucks for you.
There's those blessed RNGs. We got some metal slimes. We're running out of space here on the Bridge of Destiny.
Pretty weak metal slimes, but didn't get
Interesting
the rolls on
pathing
these.
through Earth 2 for Sketchy. Going the long way around. You can go this a little bit quicker. This might just be nerves. I mean, these are a lot of boxes just kind of clustered around. And there's those mummies, so we know that that's a scary, scary pack. And a little bit of money. And both loose and Earth.
Are we gonna get a Maya box again? Oh no. Bat, please. Bat, no.
NPC
Hello?
guillotine win.
Please, sir. We can take out the fiends that are ruining the world, but bats. Too much of a nuisance for us.
No War Mech. We got Tia 1 though. Devio in a good position here to make quick work of this Tiamat. Might even have bracket charges now on da-da-da-da. So let's see what happens. Gonna swing. Da-da-da-da. Gonna think about what we're gonna do. So a couple thief swords so far in Earth Cave as well. We found giant and dragon sword. Ooh. Thief not getting much
These
done.
bats, man. Sketchy. Poor dude.
6 hits, 237. Time to start, firing off those nukes, firing off those phase. Get that Masa swinging.
Cheeky quad X, maybe?
We haven't done that much damage. We've only done about maybe 2, maybe 600 at this point.
Yeah, there it goes.
Yep.
Actually, quad X might have done it just then, but yeah, if you got fades and nukes, it's better to just get out the guaranteed damage.
Alright, so first orb lit for Devio right around the 59-minute mark. Not bad considering that first orb was Sky.
Yeah, that's a... Oh, hey, blue friend.
Blue Steak. I like Blue Steak.
I don't know that you want Sky to be your first orb lit, but in the case that it is, things are going pretty well for you.
And you have to imagine with every box that Sketchy opens, he's got to be thinking, it was in Sky. I left it in Sky. It was in Sky. I can't believe I'm here. I left it in Sky.
Well, until he checks and gets the canoe, probably here in the Maya chest.
I'm thinking bottom left of Earth 4.
Yeah.
In the 11th hour. So, Cobzac pointing out, we're seeing those mummies with damage poison again. We knew they would be here. It's disappointing that they're on the Earth spike tile as well. So, Devio now getting the news that he should have come to Earth this whole time. That we're not in Fire Week after all. We're back in Earth Week. And imagine if it's on the Earth incentive box, they're going to be like, hey, wait a minute, what flags did you give me?
I'm starting to doubt now myself. I mean, there's a chance that it does land there as the loose, and it would be funny. And I'd quickly take a look over in SRL chat and see if they're complaining, but...
I'm totally not opening the flags and double checking. Okay, yeah. Alright, this is a confirmed fire seed.
We swear. We promise. Okay, so not a Maya box.
But we could be in for the funnest womp womp ever. And I've played fire seeds with where a loot ended up loose here in this box. So it's definitely made me double back to the website.
That vampire right there has got some sleepy touch. And now he's got some sleepy times. He is on the ground.
Have your sleepy time tea. Alright, so we don't get... Alright. 8 boxes left. Get those guesses in chat. What box is it going to be? I'm going to say box number 8.
The last one checked.
The last one he checks, yeah. MG Weirdo asking the big questions. If you cast fast on a character that's asleep, is he fast asleep? He is.
Yes.
So remember what I was talking about where you're basically almost required to do a full clear of Earth? I just can't talk about how big my brain feels this whole time. It asps not just with thunder, but with rub.
Your brain's so big, man. got the big sprain. We have cleared Temple of Fiends, so we know for a fact Canoe's going to be here. It's going to be loose, unless we've missed a box, and I just don't think we have.
No, I don't think we have either. And we did just skip the top of Earth 4. I don't like that. I don't like that.
No. Sketchy. Oh no, is Sketchy all of a sudden deciding, you know what, it wasn't Sky the whole time, let's skip the rest of these? Because boy, that's a bad move.
If that's the case, then rip Sketchy's run.
Yeah, that would put us just a little bit too far behind, I think, especially with the fact that Devio's got level 21 across the board.
At least, well, if he doesn't get it here, he has warp. He can warp from here back to the top of the floor to check.
Sure, but
he could.
That's not a play where I'm going to sit here and say, wow, what a great use of warp. Then,
right.
The play, I think everyone agrees, is you check top of Earth 4 and then warp.
Of course, yeah. So, unfamiliar there with the spike tiles hitting all these Arsahags with cremate. That's going to make C less than fun.
A little bit.
So, box number 3 check coming, and
ta-da!
There it is. That would have been the last box he checked if he had done it. So, good news for him. He is in quote-unquote no mode, and he'll be able to... So that will be likely one of the last 2 boxes that Devio checks. So, and Sketchy will now be able to just fly through Sky.
True. I don't like that so much, though, because he's going to miss out on levels unless he takes the third eye grind, in which case negates it and everything's fine.
Yeah, he'll do that, especially if he just keeps this 2-man up. So Sketchy not that in that bad of a spot here. So he will have an orb disadvantage by the time Devio gets out of here, but he will have easy access to ice, to... Actually, we're just an Oxyel away from go mode. So we don't have a bottle or a slab to turn in, so we don't have a quick check to make. So where do you go next? Do you just go to Volcano and just check the box there and kill carry and...
Yeah, I think you kind of have to. It's an incentivized location on the chance that Volcano is just straight up Oxyel and not some long fetch quest. Or even if it leads to it through a fetch quest, that's fine as well. If we can just get that last key item that we really need for go mode, you do it. And then you can start skipping everything else.
So, question from MG Weirdo, do we feel comfortable with our armor? No ribbon, or just 1 ribbon, no bonk, no flame armor? Not really, but if we get levels, sure. I mean, if we commit to this 2-person grind on the 3 eyes, it's not bad. Like, we can easily get to mid-30s pretty quickly. Get 6 swing on the Masa. We have fast, we have temper, and we get, hopefully blitz our way through.
So, I'm thinking if I were Sketchy here, he's got the 2-man party, which I love. It's great. Feels good. We're going to go to Sky. We're going to find that eye grind. We've got plenty of key items here. I don't know that it's so crazy that we just go crazy high with our levels and just guarantee we don't have problems anymore. I'm thinking like high 30s, maybe even level 40.
It's a possibility. So Sketchy is going to go around the Marsh Peninsula. It is a little bit quicker if you sail to the left there, as if you're going to Crescent Lake to get to the Rayacon Desert. But again, one of those little pathing options on the world map that it gets, you know, kind of confusing as the more you play these, and in these like race settings, like your nerves get a little frazzled. We even saw Fizzle do less than optimal routing with his bow. So last night's race. So I mean, and that's not a knock on Fizzle. I mean, it happens, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Littlefoot's brother slipped on a banana peel. What can you do, right? It happens.
It happens to the best of us.
Not taking 4 peds. I mean, I guess at this point, we're not struggling for levels, but in a 2-man party, I think part of the point is that you take the juicy fights as they come.
Yeah, and that there might be a little bit of panic here because we know Sketchy might feel a little behind. Although, I wonder if both runners I mean, they have to know that Thor Hammer is incentive. This is their 3rd week. But sometimes you find the loose gear and you're just like, oh, it's stupid Thor Hammer. And it's like your brain doesn't put it together that, oh, that was an incentive.
Yeah, I think we're still going to see some chest checking just from what Rito pointed out. Just the gear alone. We don't feel too confident just yet.
So, what boxes do you prioritize checking?
I mean, you definitely hit up armory. I think at this point you probably feel comfortable passing up the out of the way, like the hairpins, maybe the northwest part of Earth or Fire 4. I mean, it's really up to the runner. At this point, you can skip and choose as you please. You're just hoping that you get lucky and pick up some good armor in some of the greed chests.
Yeah, I'm thinking in Volcano you do the armory, and that's it. Maybe the free chest right there on the 2nd floor that you can just walk along the bottom of the room to get.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the first room in the Agama floor, and that's it. And then the incentive chest. If we're forced into ice, just those 3 with the warp trick. And then C, maybe the 2 on the way in the bean-shaped room.
The bean-shaped room.
I like naming rooms.
Yeah, I'd probably hit up the 3 free ones in Sharknado as well.
Oh, we're gonna do ice.
Ice cave it is. We've got warp. This feels fine.
Yeah, we picked that thief up for a little extra run chance here. I missed the levels on the red mage to see how many warp charges he has. Hopefully he has at least 4 or 5. So he doesn't have to check the bottom here. MG Weirdo knows what I'm about. I'm still thinking about them beans. There's
Second
another
katana in top of Earth 4.
and a black shirt. So good gear for Devio's party here. As I was talking about at the beginning of the seed, he did find the white shirt and the black shirt, so he doesn't have to worry about those max gold bracelets, and he can give that gold bracelet to the thief if we never find. Well, I guess no. We want the tail.
Did Devio not pick up warp for his black mage?
I don't think so.
That's unfortunate.
Alright.
How many charges? 3. So not enough to get all the way out, and there's the bottle.
Okay. That might be required. Now, is he gonna get... He's getting out of here. I love it. Just walk out of this.
There you go. Walk that one out. Yeah.
I would probably walk this floor. I hate Iced One.
Ice one's horrible. I'd rather fight the fighters and sorcerers than anything on this first floor, because you're gonna run into wizards here and hey, look at that. Hate it.
Thanks, I hate it. But nothing seems to be too scary here in Ice. So I like that Sketchy knows that he's in go mode.
Mm-hmm.
Or no
Sarah
mode.
pointing out that Devio does have warp, just opted not to use it after that Earth 4 top check.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Alright, Devio getting his canoe. Gonna open this last box because why not?
You're here.
So, both of our runners having found both loose.
You made a good point, though. Do they realize that they found both loose?
I think Sketchy does, with having only done the 3 boxes in ice, and finds the mucks with Blaze.
Yeah, it looks like just an armory check here for Sketchy. So, pretty clear indication Sketchy knows both loose have been found. So now it's just, there's the armor. So now we just need a tail. Opals, yeah. Alright, so fighter starter pack, or knight starter pack here in the armory.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Does he skip the trap tile?
No, just going the long way around. Lobsters? We don't see if they have anything. A little bit of money, so gonna use the warp and yeah, head back down. Confident that we'll be able to survive whatever the volcano throws at us, as long as those blaze mucks stay away.
Those blocks.
Yeah.
Devio 13 minutes, just about 13 minutes after lighting that first orb, already about to light the second orb, and just like that, have the 2 longest dungeons taken care of already.
Yeah, and it's pretty quick to get to Kraken. It's even quicker to get the carry, so both of our runners on pace, I'd say, for about a 125 entering into Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, if you just absolutely blitzkrieg, like you were saying, going straight to Kraken, first we got to find our Oxyel.
Yeah, I was going to say, it all kind of depends on how buried this Oxyel is. I like having the bottle to turn in, and I like still having this box and Volcano to check.
Yeah.
Because we still have, I think Waterfall's the place you want to see it last, because you don't want to have to double dip the on-rack continent. But we'll see where they go.
I think the play for me would be Airship for Devio, Waterfall, hopefully find the Oxyel, Knockout Sea, just be done with that whole top left continent. So Ordeals at this point, unless Oxyel's just elusive, Ordeals feels like a potential skip, and that's never a bad thing.
Yeah.
Could be the tail. More than likely will lead to the tail if the Oxyel is hanging out in vanilla location.
So, Jazzraptor pointing out that Sketchy hasn't done a grind yet and is behind with that in mind. I don't think he's necessarily behind, because he will hit those 3 eyes.
Yeah.
And he'll be in a position to get his grind a little bit faster, where Devio is doing it with 4 light members up, or 4 light warriors up, and fewer key items. Sketchy Metal is going to hit it with potentially a 3-person, maybe a 2-person party, and all the key items that he'll want. So his XP will basically be quadruple what, or maybe not quadruple, maybe 3 times what Devio was getting here. So it'll be a little bit quicker.
You really hope Sketchy doesn't find another lucrative tile like Saria's and decide to just plant his butt and start swinging.
Yeah.
Because we know that the third eye grind's out there, and that's so much a better fight for him.
Mm-hmm.
Still checking some of the chests out of the way here. We could skip this one if we really wanted to, but it kind of tells me he's not sold on his gear yet.
Alright, now. Alright, he is skipping the top 5 though, so gonna skip, I would imagine, the 2 to the upper right of this room as well.
Is there a threshold for the amount of chests in a room that makes you decide whether or not you're skipping, or you have to go grab them?
No. I mean, if it's just like 1 box off on its own, no. But I mean, I have had a lot of luck with those 5 chests in the upper left room.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a hard room to skip, and we get bones and crawls.
And just bones on this one, so what do we got?
Right.
If this is Oxyel here in Fire,
It's huge.
Yeah, that's about the best you can hope for, and I don't know that Sketchy checks anything else.
Yeah, it might turn into bottle, see if it turns into tail. But yeah.
It would have to be fetch chain at that point. I mean, it would eventually lead to the tail, but I think it's after like 4 or 5 different events.
Yeah, I mean, we still have potential items. We still have the opal bracelet to find, the power gauntlet, and the tail, and the Oxyel. And there is still adamant TNT, slab, and crown. So yes, odds are that there's going to be a lot of fetch quests still to do.
Yeah.
You just hope that they're not gating the Oxyel.
What a gross tile.
Mm-hmm.
All right, crown. So
yeah, that's a quick check.
now warp on out of here. Don't take that fight. It's lobsters, and we don't need lobsters, especially since they ambushed us last time.
It's the crawls. The crawls and bones.
Is it crawls?
Yeah, lobsters were on the Grey Worm tile. The Agama tile had the crawls and bones.
Alright, so a little bit of menuing inexperience here from Sketchy as well, choosing to hit left up and then left 3 times versus just right up, right up, right up. Again, small things that hopefully when Sketchy watches this back and he hears kind of the mentions that we're making here on some of the things, that fix it once and set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it.
All right, so Sketchy gonna light his second orb here. Devio working on his third.
Yeah, Devio has all of Sky already taken care of, all of Earth already taken care of, and now it's just the quick dives.
Now we're gonna swing with that Masa. 4 hits, 183. Pretty high absorb for Carrie. Nuke for 352. She's not punching too hard even with that armor on. Thief's doing his best.
He showed up, and we can appreciate that.
6 hits for 6 damage over the course of 2 rounds. Maybe that was enough to let that last nuke get over its damage threshold. And Sketchy, at the 1 hour 18 minute mark, lights his second orb. So we have a orb tie now. And Sketchy can do the crown first. I like it. It's proximity, it's close. You route the bottle in when you're going back to Sky.
Watch this be adamant into slab into opal. Or some manner.
Slab into adamant would probably be worse.
And then it's just going to be a loose oxy. Well, not loose, but oxio from the robot. And we could have just been in and out of here without all this fetch quest. Randy Delicious joining us in chat. Devio does have 2 orbs lit, and there the tracker reflects it. Earth and air.
Yep. Alright, so the upside here is we'll be able to do slab and bottle at the same time. And I like Sketchy checking these and knocking out Sky while he's here too.
Got a lot of optimism, Caleb. I like it.
I'm full of hope. I was doing commentary the other day with Thundercloud, and we were talking about routing options, and I was like, well, I do this and I hope. There's a lot of my strategies based on hope. And just pattern recognition. Some of the stuff that I've just been seeing, like, there's too many dives into Earth to make it. The Never Earth mantra doesn't play this year in Swiss. It's like a more begrudgingly moaning, I gotta go to Earth. So, not always. Adamant.
Just as good.
Now, if the bottle turns into the adamant, that's a wonderful feeling. Alright. Devio. Don't worry, we're still opening boxes for Devio. Okay. Wonder if he realizes he's in go mode. He did skip the long hallways and hairpins.
Okay, we'll see. I think some runners consider this floor semi-greed. I mean, you got a lot of lava tiles to prevent encounters, so it's not all that much time wasted to check. And if it's got something like a second ribbon, probably a smart play for DVOs.
Yeah, second ribbon would be huge. Skip those top right too, so we'll never know what was there. And not checking the other one. Not even going to see the spike tile with the lobster or the bones and crawls until we're here.
Hey, another T-Rex. But I mean, that tells us Devio knows as well that he's found that second loose. He knows the Thorhammer was there.
Absolutely. So this is gonna be a foot race. Can Sketchy maintain his exploration lead? And how long will he spend on those eyes and Sky as Devio is kind of right behind him? Still has to do all of C and all these long fetch quests. Devio, Sketchy, go back. Go do the bottle. Go do the bottle.
Sketchy, you're going the wrong way. Oh, no. You hate to see it.
Why park in there, bud?
Yeah, a lot of newer runners, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, kind of the same thing we did as kids. You feel like you're closer because... I mean, it is proximately closer to the Ordeal's castle to park there, like in terms of straight line. But unfortunately, you can't walk in a straight line. You have to walk all the way around, so you want to park to the right.
As a kid, I always parked on the other side of this mountain to the south. That's where I parked and walked around. It wasn't until the randomizer that I learned to park in the field off to the right.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. So
Right there.
Yep, right there. That was where I parked. So Devio going to be taking on Carrie. It's not the end of the world for Sketchy. I mean, it's just a lot of walking. For a when you still have 2 fetch quests hanging, I don't like this play. But
Yeah.
if it's the Oxiel, then I'll eat crow
Then I
all
love
day
it.
long.
And
Yeah.
we both said that you should do it immediately.
Yeah. All right.
That's how this
Invis
works.
coming out by, and we're checking spike tiles. So I like the cheeky off tile check here for Sketchy, but we know that the best one is waiting for him in Sky.
Mm-hmm. So 3 orbs down, and that was what 7-8 minutes after lighting the last one. So within the past 22 minutes, Devio went from 0 to 3 orbs.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And water's going to be even quicker once he finds that Oxiel. Now, do you route in Ice Cave? No. He's going to do his crown turn in. So
I like that.
And he's going to get his TNT. And he's going to come back. And then he's going to be like, oh, I guess I got to go to Ice Cave. And he's going to go there and he's going to get the bottle.
Hopefully not. I mean, maybe, but Waterfall would be the next check for me. It looks like Devio is already in his head thinking, how can I ensure I don't have to do ice or ordeals?
Yeah. And especially when you see the Argoyles have crack. So
I hate Argoyles.
Well, you gave him crack.
I didn't give him anything. The seed always gives me bad Argoyles.
And look what they did to Melmond.
I think Melmond is looking just as beautiful as ever. I don't hate.
It's destroyed this community. Alright, Devio gonna go talk to the LaFinish people, get his TNT. We'll find out what... there's Aegis Shield, so there's... I mean, if the tail's here, that really helps Sketchy. So, that would be nice to find.
If the tail's here, then we know that another item has to land in a vanilla location. Oh, so bottle directly to Oxiel, maybe?
Or, yeah, to Adamant to Oxiel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we still have the Power Bonk and the Opal Cheerio to find. So that's actually... It's a nice to have, the tail.
Especially when you found, what was it, Opal Armor, you've got Aegis Shield now.
Yeah, you've got the Flame and Ice to put on the Ninja, you've got Katanas to equip. Yeah, it's not terrible. We'll have.
And I like the fact that he's going to do all this before he finds that third eye grind.
True. So he'll get those levels post promotion and get those spell charges. Have another nuke caster, another fast caster, another temper caster. Heck, even another lightning 3.
Mm-hmm.
Will make that C play just a little bit quicker.
Alright, so where to next for Sketchy?
Promotion.
Yeah. Not checking any of the Cardia Isles. It's a good time save, but I think Sketchy still doesn't feel too good about the ribbon situation. The Aegis is nice. It'd be even better if we could pair it with Dragon, but we haven't found that yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aegis armor... I'm sorry, Aegis shield, Dragon armor, and a Pro Ring is basically a poor man's ribbon. Everything but time protection and status protection, but pretty good. You get fire, lightning, and ice resistance, you get death resistance, and you get the stone poison resistance, so... And he doesn't have katanas because he didn't do Sky yet. So he'll maybe get his katana if he does the greed chest, but
yeah,
I like giving the ninja the Masa here and swinging the X-Cal on the night until we get to Topher.
Sun Sword's nice, but yeah, move that Mazza down.
Alright. You can even move that heal helmet up. That's pretty good head absorb for the ninja. Or the knight, really.
Yeah, it's basically a silver helmet. A lot of moving around here. I like it. Equip the shield. There you go. Aegis Shield. Go ahead and drop that opal. There's the power bonk from the TNT turn in.
Okay, so crown not required.
So we are checking caves now. Okay.
Yeah, checking for a maybe another ribbon, like you said. Another piece of in-game armor or something. There's a hat to put on. There's another hat to put on.
Devio doing a little bit of thinking. Oh no, is this going to be? Looks like it is an ordeals play.
And parking in the most path proficient way.
Yeah.
Question from Wilklius. Anyone who came up with the term, the third eye grind? I've been saying it a lot. I don't know if it's just one of those things that just kind of came up in voice chat.
I do know exactly who came up with that. In fact, I was one of the ones day one to test out the shuffled encounter trap tiles, which was, I believe, created by Nitz. And he was laughing along watching us play, and it was a race, and I found a third eye grind tile in Volcano, and he on the spot, without skipping a beat, named it right then
Nice.
and there.
I did not know that story.
Yep. That's Nitz __, and he'll tell you himself. The name is so nice he had to underscore it twice.
Alright, finding a Vorpal. So, another in-game weapon for Sketchy Metal.
Alright, Sketchy, where to? You got one more island to check, unless I missed him checking the desert island, but
He did not do Cardiography. Go do the bottle. Please do the bottle. Do the bottle, do the bottle, do the bottle. Well, he's gonna do the TNT. He's gonna get his power bunk.
I don't hate it. I really wish one of them would have gone to Waterfall on just the small chance that it landed straight to Oxio and we could have skipped all this. But Devio's going to get the tail. I can't imagine not a doubt in my mind he's going to class change.
Yeah, he has a little bit better gear to equip with the white shirt, black shirt for his wizards.
Alright, Sketchy, where are you heading? Did we remember we skipped a... Nope. Okay. Is this waterfall check? It is.
I don't know if he remembers that he has the bottle. Did he accidentally release the fairy?
No, but we don't feel good about our heal plots, maybe? Looking for houses? Okay. Alright, Devio has the tail. Not exactly, I think, what he was looking for, but nice to have nonetheless.
Alright, so we know that this is now a 50-50 of Oxyel or power, or Opal bracelet. Which, again, makes me really, really want to just do that bottle.
If you're Sketchy, you hope that the bottle is what leads to the Oxyel, because then it makes ice required.
Mm-hmm.
And Devio hasn't done that. I think Devio's trying to do everything but that right now.
Yeah.
Irish Fox 13, a lot of people just simply don't realize that you can equip it. Power Glove is equipable by the fighter and by, of course, the knight, the ninja. The red wizard can equip it. Actually, that's the Zeus. I'm sorry, I was thinking about the Zeus, not the power. But yeah, more people should start to equip it. They'll put it in their inventory so they can use it in battle. But unless you're rocking a pearl ring, put it on.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you have a ribbon, you can throw that pearl ring away or put it on someone else and equip that power gauntlet. And it is equipable by the fighter, knight, ninja, and red mage, according to my Nintendo Power Guide.
That's cheating, sir.
It's right there. More mummies that we got to deal with this damage poison, so this is a little scurry. Although Aegis Shield and Ribbon, and it's only really scary for the ninja. And look at all these Rurus. Another ice sword. Another opal shield. And there's our adamant, so...
There it is.
Alright. Gonna warp
Alright,
out.
so adamant to Oxyale, leaving ice not required.
Or
Well,
bottle to Oxyale.
Yeah, we still can't say that just yet. I delay my laugh. There's that katana equip. That feels good. Moved the... Was that Mazza? Oh, it is. I like the way Devio did the weapons here. The fighter swinging the Excalibur, I believe. Katana on the ninja. Mazza on the white mage.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about early on. With those the white mage Masa strats.
Alright, Sketchy, where are we going? We're doing bottle turn-in?
Do your bottle.
There it is. No magic checks. And, well, I guess with the red mage, we really don't care about 7 or 8.
Yeah, because we've seen that we're locked out of life in life 2.
Yep.
Alright. Did we win the 50-50?
Oxyale. Nope.
It's weird that the fairy had a bowl of Cheerios underneath the lake there.
They're gonna be so
It's all
soggy.
soggy and weird. Moving the gold bracelet, I would have kept that flame armor on.
Yeah, you want it. I mean, the absorbed I think is the same, a little bit better evasion, but you miss out on the elemental resistance, and that feels pretty bad.
Alright, so ice not required, but opal bracelet's pretty good. Not gonna be mad about getting it.
All right, Devio, it's time to get up on that horse and take off, buddy. We were making blazing speed, 3 orbs in 22 minutes. And now we're looking at the past 12 minutes of just kind of flying around. Now, granted, we did get our tail and we clash mode, so it wasn't all wasted. But we're starting to leak some time here, and that's exactly what Sketchy needed.
Yeah. Alright. Sketchy needs to go to Sky.
Yep. Here's another kind of boost in the needle towards Sketchy side. Devio is going to be doing ice, which we know is not required today. An added bonus, look at Sketchy's tracker. It's completely lit up, and he's going to eventually find that third eye grind, so all the boosted XP you could ever hope for.
Yeah.
$135.25. We're about to dive into C, and I think Sketchy's going to put on a clinic of just how quick this dungeon can be if you don't care about chests.
Yeah. Heck, he might even skip the 2 in the bean room.
Yeah, not even taking fights. Even on with the weapons that we have swinging now, and this would be a quick fight. And actually good XP. I kind of don't like him skipping some of these fights, but it seems to me like I don't know that it's panic, but it is a sense of like, I have to go. Alright, so I believe we saw, I'm pretty sure it was Sketchy in, it could have been one of the other ducks. In week 1, just lost as can be on this floor. Took a left turn there, found out the 2 dead ends, and we talked about how over the course of just playing the game, you're going to get better and better. We'll see if he has the pro move of routing in the door here on this trip up. It looks like he might.
Alright, and Sketchy, or I'm sorry, Devio, not gonna exit out of ice, gonna open the boxes. Looking, this tells me they're not confident with their gear. He wants another ribbon. But skipping the 2 off to the left, we're gonna check the 6-pack down here.
It's not a bad play. I mean, if there's something to be said about safety on your equipment, you can take the levels as high as you want to go, but at the end of the day, MDef can only protect you from so much, and that ribbon at least gives you a guaranteed 3 out of 256 chance of like a Toxic or a Bane or a Zap going through.
I'm gonna check the 2 free here in the Bean. Get a light axe, about 2,200 gold. Nothing doing in the 6-pack.
All right, so to check. Oh, we are checking. Nope, we're going for a stroll. I would have thought he just made a beeline straight for Kraken, maybe check the Sharknado room, but we're either lost or that's not the case. Stop and lit 2 for level 7 magic. Let's see what's level 7 white, A fire, A lit. So nothing doing here.
Alright, Sketchy. Gotta go up.
There you go.
Alright.
Found his way.
Alright, Sketchy looking to tie the orb race here with Devio as he hits the Kraken floor. 1 hour 38 minutes, so just about 3 minutes got from the town of Onrek to the floor he needs to kill this fiend on. And Devio doing his final preparations, buying all the potions he will need for the end game.
This is I think this is really going to play well for Sketchy because leaving Sky last, obviously didn't get the early levels, but can now completely go mode Sky, just skip everything. And that's going to save so much time over what Devio had to do. The real question is how long does Sketchy stay on that third eye grind? Because that's where he's going to kind of lose a little bit of time, but the levels he's going to gain are going to be more than worth it.
Alright, first look here at Kraken 2. Devio still has the waterfall to do. So it's a shame that it's a forced double dip of the Onrek on it.
Does he piece it together? He's thinking, what have I not done? He's hovering around Sky. Did he skip a box? No, he knows he's got the 2 loose. And it looks like he just pieced it together. Yep, maybe.
Ooh, and Kraken 2 takes out the knight there, so now we are on nuke strats here. So nuke and pray for bot down there, and that's a wipe on Kraken 2. That feels real bad to wipe on a boss.
That is a slappy happy cracky.
Yeah, that's rough. To wipe on a boss this late, and you can see Sketchy a little tilted. So gonna leave here and
Sky. It's got to be Sky.
Go to Sky. Yeah.
So I missed it. Does Sketchy have the white shirt?
No, his white shirt was in the top left, I think, of Sky 2, or in the green chests of Sky 3.
Yeah, that feels real bad because I think Invis 2 was level 6, so Sketchy's going to be running face first into some evasion problems. If Kraken 1 hits that hard, can you imagine what Kraken 2 is going to do?
You could scale down.
Maybe.
Hope.
Hope.
Hope is a dangerous thing.
All right, so Sketchy going into Sky gets the full clear this. Well, I'm sorry, not do the opposite of full clear. He's just going to go mode.
Yeah.
Devio is going to pick up the Adamant here in Waterfall. That's going to turn into the Oxtail. It's going to give him access into the last Fiend dungeon. We certainly thank everyone here in chat for joining us here on Speed Gaming 4. It's your yearly dose of Falcon Caleb in the morning as we prepare for a full slate of racings. I know, Caleb, you've got a match tonight. I've got a match at 4 p.m. Actually, right here on Speed Gaming Prime.
I was gonna, while we have a little lull in the action here as our runners are cleaning up preparing for their in-game, just gonna let everybody know the schedule for the day, and if they want to check out the matches at 1 o'clock on Speed Gaming 4, so immediately following this race, Gregory Puff and Burt Reynolds will be racing. Then at 4 o'clock, as you mentioned on Speed Gaming Prime, Falcon will be taking on Lord of the Scent. At 5 o'clock, we have Leggy Starscream and Cheesinator. That'll be a good match.
Oh, yeah.
At 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Ali's Song vs. Zyrak on Randomania 3. On Speed Gaming 3 at 8 o'clock, it'll be myself taking on Jay Coper. That'll be a fun one. And then later tonight on Speed Gaming 3 at 10 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Jazz Raptor, who's hanging out with us now, taking on Hypes Nova, one of our creative pixel art people. So, it's going to be a fun match. Fun matchups all day long.
Speaking of Caleb versus Jay Coper, as I just get slid a $20 bill here in the commentator's booth.
What?
Caleb does this this fun little thing where he has a podcast, right? And invites his opponents for each week to come on. And Coper was nice enough to go ahead and do that. So shameless plug of the day, RafeHatesCaleb.com. Take a listen to that podcast. You'll learn quite a bit about Coper that I don't think many people know about. He's one of our oldest runners, but you don't typically see him around Discord too much, so he can kind of go unnoticed. But he's a good guy. I like that Coper.
Yeah,
I think he's going to go places.
Thanks for the plug, bud.
Thanks for the $20.
All right, so Sketchy Metal gets the good news and only takes the fight once. He must feel very behind. Very, very behind.
I don't like that. But I understand it.
Because he did just get a fight immediately, so unless he was doing the up and down movement instead of left and right, and that's what it was. So
friends don't let friends go up and down.
Unless you're grinding in TOF block. Because then you can go either way. Yeah. Alright.
So the question still remains, how high does Sketchy take this?
I think you want to equip that ninja. You throw him up front. Maybe he gets punched down, and you take the... I think you go at least to mid-30s here on the night.
Alright, so Devio, Oxyel in hand, time to dive, and I can't imagine we're going to see anything different than what we saw. Hey, it's the Cope check, my man! I love
Devio.
it.
Play into the broadcast team.
Oh, well, the run's blessed now.
Yeah, team coping mechanisms hype.
I don't know that we see anything more than, I guess we're calling it the Bean Room now, Chuck. I guess that's its name. There's a question for you in chat there, Caleb.
You can find it on iOS. I believe we're on Google Play as well. Just Brave Hates Caleb. I don't want to plug it too much. That's not the... I appreciate you doing it, Falcon, but it feels a little slimy to me to do it. But
I'll do it for you.
But yeah, like you mentioned, there's a lot of folks that have been on it. Folks hanging out in chat. Will Cleosis was the first guest we had on it last year. My first matchup in the spring tournament. My anniversary is coming up, man. April 14th. That'll be my year mark in the community. And then
that's a day shy of my wedding anniversary.
Oh, buddy, it's very sweet. And you and your wonderful wife, Moist Mogwai, did commentary on my first race along with Lord Fizzlebeef. That was a fun little memory in my heart.
We did. We also were lucky enough to grace have ourselves graced by the presence of you and Rafe on the podcast as well. I think we were watching, what was it, Muppets in Space?
Yeah, Muppets from Space.
Muppets from Space. Great movie.
Yeah, that was the Hulk Hogan era of the podcast.
So good. He was in the movie for like maybe 13 seconds.
Yeah. Value. So Sketchy Metal has the levels that he wants, is comfortable enough to take on Tia, probably like confident enough to head into the Sea Shrine. Devio gonna hit the Kraken floor. We'll see if Kraken is as punch happy as he was for Sketchy Metal.
I think, I mean, obviously the defense sword would have helped out Sketchy, but at least Devio has Invis 2 cast and the white shirt, so he's gonna have 2 stacks per round unless, Kraken punches somebody. But I think we're gonna see a little bit better of a fight here.
And no robot friend, so no robots for the runners. And here we go. We're gonna swing, and temper. Interesting to not use a fast. Fast, a little more effective getting out the damage output compared to a single temper charge, as fast will double the outgoing hits. And there's the fast. Good turn order there. And there's a big hit. 8 hits, 583. Say goodnight, Tiamat. More steak, but we're gonna let this steak go because it's gray. Looks like it's been sitting out a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's overcooked.
Yeah, also maybe just like sitting out in the fridge too long. It's weird. All right, Sketchy Metal. You gotta go back to Onrek, but I know you had a bad time there. But
I'm surprised the Kraken fight didn't scare Sketchy into more levels on that third eye grind. I mean, he took a few. I don't know that it was enough.
He's got to feel behind with Hour 48 having bounced out of Sea Shrine. But we're gonna buy Cure 4, so I like the move getting Cure 4 on the night.
Fast on the ninja feels pretty good as well. Now we can start doing fast on temper in the first round. All right, Kraken 1 hits like a truck. How's Devio gonna handle it?
Level 25 across the board. Black Wizard at 24. Sketchy Metal. Gonna get Fade on the night. I like it. I'd probably pick up that single target in Viz as well. I would probably pick that up on the Red Mage as well. If we've got the slots for it, it's not gonna be enough, but to get us through Topher without the white shirt or the defense sword, but it's something.
Did Sketchy not buy... That was interesting. Sketchy bought Lock for the ninja, and the Red Wizard had 2 open slots, but chose not to pick up Lock on the Red Wizard as well. And I like the pickup. It's a good spell when it's 100% effective.
And Devio gets through Kraken after Kraken knocks down the Thief, I'm sorry, the Ninja and the Black Wizard. Sketchy's still cleaning up his magic shop purchases. I like the play if this is, we're going to go right from here to, right from Onrek, I'm sorry, to the Temple of Fiends Revisited. And gets the bad news that no life for us today.
Yeah, look at Devio. I like it here. He's looking over the spells. He's filled up on all the seal pots. I think it's just time to go. The levels look good. Anytime you have 25 across the board on 4 characters, either something's gone right or horribly wrong. So yeah, I can't imagine it's anywhere other than Temple of Fiends right now.
Yeah. So
False.
Which party comp do you like better for Temple of Fiends here?
Well, I think without question, it's got to be the 4-man that has managed to make it to mid 30 here.
Yeah.
Especially because that 4-man includes a white mage that has life.
So, what kind of Topher would benefit Sketchy Metal over Devio?
Something that has a lot of high-level sweeper spells. Like a single nuke could devastate Devio. And it's not going to affect Sketchy as much because that fighter and the Red Wizard have pretty high health pool. So you don't want to run into a fiend that's got tornado, swirl, nuclear, nuke, any of those can turn this on its head.
And now Devio cleaning up his magic shop checks as Sketchy dives into the Sea Shrine. Depending on if Devio does any other, how long he spends on this last minute supply run, basically, and how quickly Sketchy can get through Kraken now. It's going to be interesting.
Question in chat, what would the ideal party be from the start? On this seed, I think, man, I tell you, this almost feels like, with that Mage Staff being early, if I had to do a new game plus of this, I don't know that I'd be so crazy if I went like fighter white if I want to do 2-man, fighter white red if I want to do. Actually, fighter white black might not be so bad. I don't know. I definitely wouldn't do a 4-man though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I still like the early call of the black belt white mage. Both loose being an earth cave, the mage stick to give the black belt something to do, and then finding the masa pretty early.
Yeah, if there's ever a seed for it, that would have been black belt white mage is very, very friendly here. It would have not been fun not to have fast or temper for that black belt, but a level 50 black belt really doesn't need fast or temper.
And Devio into Temple of Fiends right around the 152 mark, making his way
downtown,
walking fast. His face is past.
Yeah, you lost me. I don't know any lyrics past downtown.
and he's homebound.
Alright, so... Falcon Caleb in the morning.
In the early afternoon. Alright. Nothing scary on the trash mobs through Topher yet.
And as the beautiful tornado sirens go off outside for the weekly Saturday noon tests, it lets me know that we did just hit the early afternoon, so expect to see this race wrapped up here shortly, unless Topher is just gross, because Devio just looks strong across the board.
Yeah, if there was somebody that has experience rolling gross Tophers, it would be you. The engineer of clicking a button to generate a seed for last year's spring tournament that produced those ambushing Blaze Death Touch Medusas that are so popular.
I just recently went back and rewatched that, and it, I think, is my favorite race of all time. Especially, and unfortunately I don't have the link for it anymore, to go back to Tristal's channel, because he has his camera on when he races, and to just see his face the second he realized what he was up against in that Topher. You saw a man go through every emotion that you could possibly see. It was disgust, it was horror, it was loopiness, there was laughing. I think at some points it was close to tears when he realized that he just couldn't get a grip on the encounter table.
But speaking of happy fun times, here comes Lich. Going with the cake. Got a couple swings and a nuke and a harm 4. Not much doing. Lich not punching CCCC, the C4 that hard. And throws out the thunder. How about a little lightning?
Sweeper abilities go, that's probably the best to see.
Little thunder, little lightning, and with a whimper, Lich falls to the floor. Just a pile of...
Sketchy vs. Kraken Part 2.
Pile of purple glitter and bones. As Devio prepares for carry 2.
If Devio really wanted to win Hearts and Minds, he would have checked the carry 2 chest there for
Nobody does that. Nobody does that.
Everybody should do it. They're so close.
No, they're not.
They're so close, and you do... I mean, if a ribbon's there, it's Galaxy Brain, right?
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Dual Fiend fight. Sketchy Metal prepping for Kraken. Devio taking on carry 2, going with the cheeky 3256K, because has got nothing better to do. And here comes the zap, and...
Uh-oh. Is down, and so is...
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Here comes the C4D4 strats. Blowing out fades and nukes. Fog Tooth coming out for Sketchy. Big roll with Fade, 314, near max damage. We gotta be chipping into Carrie's health here. We're hoping she's not throwing out.
Nice save by the Star Wars robot C4D4.
Yeah, and the resilience of the White Mage here. Being able to pick everybody back up, and Fog 2 working for Sketchy Metal, getting 5 hits for 5 damage from Kraken. Love it.
Fog 2, great spell, a little bit underrated. I think Invis 2 just kind of shines a little bit more, but it's in a pinch. Fog 2 is great.
Yeah, if you don't have Invis 2 like Sketchy Metal, that's a veteran move, as chat was discussing earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't get Evasion, get Absorb.
All right, so everyone's favorite fiend, Temple of Fiends Revisited. We're coming up to Kraken 2. Is it going to be as hard hitting? Do we see a large health pool? Is it going to be just a speed bump? Have we seen any sweeper spells yet besides Thunder that scares us? I don't think so. So Nuclear is still possibly out there somewhere.
Another zap could be bad. You know, the Black Wizard and the White Wizard will be protected with the black shirt and the ribbons. White shirt comes out, going to get that evasion up by 40 points, and Kraken with stun touch. So with the amount of hits he rolls, probably going to get stunned if you get hit. And we're going to do the luck. We're going to fade. Nope, more white shirts and swinging. Swinging that X-Cal. 5 hits, 252. And there's a nuke as Kraken apparently studied level 8 magic. So
yeah, but the White Mage survives, and that's what we needed.
Yeah, Cure 4 on the White Wizard. Another swing, 5 hits, 229. So Devio once again dropped the 2 party members. Life 2, gonna do life things. And I like that he's using Life 1. I would probably be pairing Life 1 with Cure 4 and sparing the Life 2s, but now that we're in the lower floors here, we can be probably a little more liberal with those Life 2s.
Mm-hmm.
Because we only need essentially 3 of them after Tia if the White Mage is the only survivor. So, unless there's something real nasty on the...
Right, so just about
trash.
6 minutes after Devio enters, Sketchy is now in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Down a few floors, but sooner or later, Devio's luck might run out. Maybe we don't get that White Mage to survive, and then what?
Yeah, and it's a really impressive time that Sketchy Metal closed the gap there.
Oh, yeah.
Where if you had asked me at any point during the seed how far I thought Devio was ahead, I don't think it would have ever been only 6 minutes. So, taking an interesting path there.
Yeah, I think we're a little bit lost because we just sprinted right past our door there.
Little nerves showing, inexperience, and 6 hits, 6 damage from, I believe that was the X-Cal.
Is this a grind? Is Sketchy just walking the floor for fights?
Ooh, I like it. He's got to be. Or we're lost. Or he's just giving us
not
a
a
tour.
grind.
Yeah.
Just a tour.
Maybe he's burning encounters.
Fade going off on Tiamat 2 here. Swinging with for 5 hits, 75 damage. Nukes coming out to Tiamat. 127, that's a low roll. Katana gets some crits in, 148. Down goes the Black Wizard, though.
Uh-oh.
So we got some fades coming. Nope, we're going to adjust. Are we doing Invis 2? Nope, white shirt. Why not? It's free cast. White shirt goes up. Down on one knee. Gets a swing off for 1 damage. That doesn't feel too good. 368 from the X-Cal does feel pretty good, though. And I think we need to just keep going with the evasion because that is a hard-hitting Tia 2. 287 doesn't get the job done. We're going speed and power. Fade 304 is pretty good. 380 on a well-equipped knight. If the White Mage takes that hit, she's down. X-Cal swings 391, still not down. Tiamat gives a free turn with Ink. Cure 4 coming out. We're going to get that fighter back up. And what do we do now? We're swinging. There's Tornado. Puts a pretty good dent into the White Wizard, but 5 hits, 8 damage. We're not getting any crits out of that X-Cal. Would you have switched the sword before this fight, or do you wait till after?
For Tia, I would have switched it. And Tia is nuclear, so perfect turn order there with the Cure 4 going off before that nuclear, because that would have been devastating.
And stop me if you've heard this, but Devio survives with 2 members and is able to pick up the entire party.
White Mage, people like to poo-poo it, but if you want guaranteed access to life and the ability to turtle through a dungeon, that's the only way you're going to do it for sure. Which is why I know Red Mage is super popular, but I like the combination of a White Mage and 2 Black Mages.
Well, speaking of Red Mages and White Mages, I'm not going to spoil anything, but you might want to tune in to my race later today against the Lord of the South.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be talking about it the whole time. Are you doing commentary with that, with the Hangry Canuck?
The greatest Canadian of all time.
Well, we got a lot of great Canadians in our Discord server.
Yeah, but he took
in
the
our
title.
Community.
And as we all know, it's dibs. It's a dibs system.
Well, Meridian, I tried to vouch for you, bud. All right, so we're doing all of the. We're respecting chaos here. We're getting all our buffs out. White shirts coming out. Fast coming out.
Uh-oh.
Zap says stop that. And through, we moved the ribbon onto the night, right?
I sure hope so. We did. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, that is a bad feel. But we are now tempering, and stun comes out, and here comes the swing from the Masa. 2 hits, 287, high evasion. Here's a blaze, and we have 1 Cure 4. Throw that Cure 4 onto that Black Wizard at 4 hits, 1105. So when we're getting damage, we're doing damage. 3 hits. Uh-oh. We're in trouble.
I mean, it wouldn't be a Devio fight if we didn't get down to 1 character or 2 characters. There it is.
1 hit for 168. Devio takes it down with 2 hours, 3 minutes, 12 seconds.
It's well done. It was a well done fight. I think the only thing that I would recommend changing is always lead off with fast instead of tempered, but got the job done anyways. You can't really criticize too much. But yeah, fast first. Always, always, always. Because exactly what just happened here. You got 1 spell off, and then Chaos decided to stun lock that caster, and you never had a chance to get the other one off.
So we're gonna get Devio in here for an interview. We'll see how Sketchy does with this initial dive, and then we're gonna give Speed Gaming 4 back their broadcast because we do have another race waiting to start, and I don't want to hold them up. And but I also want to see if Sketchy gets through this dive. So good levels coming through here.
Oh, Sketchy. Oh, Sketchy. My man. Check the chests.
I think that's just a misstep.
Oh. Quit playing games with my heart.
With your heart?
With my heart.
Your heart. Nukes, all the damage coming out. There's the zap we're afraid of. That Geo is trapped back here in the past. Maybe Carrie sent Geo back to the future.
Maybe.
Because we're 2,000 years in the past, so he just got thrown into the 4th dimension. So maybe Carrie just sent Devio home. Devio taking the long way.
Route.
So, Sketchy, when you watch this back, you can see how Devio's routing through Temple of Fiends Revisited was a little more linear. And you can... It's a pretty standard pathing through the dungeon. And what you're doing, I mean, is getting you through the dungeon, but there's ways to go through this with fewer steps. Fewer steps mean fewer fights. Fewer fights mean more resources to have when you get to the big fights.
It's always good to know that there are plenty of ways to optimize your run, and I think Sketchy, watching back some of these races from the spring tournament, for one, you just mentioned follow the path Devio took. 2, just to add on to it, hug the bottom of the wall in every room that you go into, because it's encounter free, and like you said, less encounters equals faster time. Step in front of doors if at all possible, because again, no encounters right in front of the door. Little tiny things like that, and you're taking what's going to end up being like a 2-hour 10 to 12 seed, and suddenly this can be like a 145 for Sketchy.
Alright, I'm gonna get Devio the invite here.
This is where Sketchy starts to feel some of the pain of not having Life or Life 2. That fighter brought down to a single, actually it was 2 digits, I think. He was down to like 20-something health there. If he would have went down, it would have been a wipe and I think a forfeit. Nuke right off the bat from Kraken. Didn't even swing.
Hello. Welcome, Devio. Sketchy Metal taking on Kraken 2. Once we get through this fight, we'll ask you some questions about the seed. So, Cure 4 comes out, Fire 3, doing its thing. Gotta love level 1 Cure 4. Uh-oh. Kraken Stun Touch, paralyzing the Red Wizard. Red Wizard snaps out of it, which is nice. Gonna have to waste another turn doing Cure 4, and here's Bane. Aegis Shield, Ribbon protecting us. Another Masa, and we're through. Devio. talk to me about the reroll under a minute and keeping the thief.
Well, I like to be able to run from battles. Although I fought a lot more of them with Fade level 2, but I don't know. I just like thieves a lot. They run from battles. If you can like get a good sword in the in their hands with the like double hit percent bonus, they can contribute to battle really nicely. I feel so.
Yeah, it wasn't a hindrance so much for you. Sketchy Metal ran a thief as well, but ran a 3-person party with a fighter and a red mage. I kind of wished I had rolled a red mage instead of black mage at the beginning, but it turned out, and can't complain.
This looks like it might be end of the road here for Sketchy. That is a white to Tia 2. It's unfortunate.
Oh no, yeah, Tia 2 was really mean.
Yeah, not playing nicely. Sketchy ran into a very difficult Kraken one and took a wipe. Unfortunately, had to go back to the sea. And
how many hit points did she have? It was like huge.
A lot.
Yeah, I kept like.
Yeah, you were touch and go there for 3 fiends in a row down.
Oh no, it was horrible. Yeah, I was very glad that I conserved like my fade and nuke charges. And I was like, well, I got life 2, plenty of charges of that. So
yeah, I think that white mage was the determining factor here. You were able to.
The white mage was MVP with the mage staff. Actually, incredible opening game with that.
Yeah,
and
a
then
lot
it
of people
all fell
don't want to
apart.
give white mage respect, but you showed the power today. That's for sure.
I normally don't run white mage, but if exit is just so handy.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out I probably didn't need it, but the exit out of air to bank all like my levels and stuff, because that early sky temple was very scary, and that kind of made me a little skittish, I think.
So we are joined by a Sketchy Metal. GG Sketchy, that was a heartbreaker, man.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. It's tough getting life locked like that. You don't really have a lot of options, especially when you're heading into Temple of Fiends Revisited. So
yeah, Falconic and I were talking a lot about the ways that, because there was moments in the seed where you pulled ahead by going to Earth and finding both loose, but when you abandoned your sky play, you abandoned it right before you would have seen the 3-eye grind.
Yeah, yeah,
that was really nice.
Yeah.
So we were rooting for you. Well, because we were like, it's not the worst thing. You're gonna come back. You're gonna be forced to find that. You're gonna have more key items, get a better experience boost in that fight. And when you did find it, you didn't take as many fights there as we thought you would have taken. We thought you would probably go into like mid-30s, but
I wasn't thinking. So in all my practice seeds, like I never broke 30, and didn't have a problem. I wasn't thinking I was going to need that many.
Yeah.
But I guess I didn't calculate not having life involved. I probably should have taken a few more battles for sure.
Yeah, I've run into some pretty rude Tophers, so I was like, I went in at 25, 4 characters, and life 2, and I was pretty good, but those fiend fights were still really scary. Like I got through. Was it Kraken with just White Wizard and Black Wizard?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, your Topher dive was harrowing to say the least.
And then the Galaxy Brain play of remembering to put the ribbon onto the knight at the end.
Yeah, that caused me some panic because I was like, oh no, did he just get zapped through a ribbon? But I do want to just applaud you guys coming so far. Like you're 3 weeks into the tournament, just the improvements we've seen from week 1, and I think every runner would tell you that every week they're learning, no matter what their original base knowledge of the randomizer is. Every week you're learning. The 1v1 format really lets you sort of consume more information about routing, stepping, like strategies, things like that, watching the broadcast. And I think next week is going to be another improvement for both of you. And then Falconic and I tried to be as informative as possible during the broadcast. So kind of highlighting some things, little minor optimizations that you could be making. I think notably one that we saw you both do when you were taking that eye grind, you were both moving up and down. If you move,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
if you go left and right, you don't risk the off-step encounter. With the damaged poison mummies, that could have been bad. But yeah, it was a heck of a race. I think at any point this could have been Sketchy's race to come back on, because
I kept thinking like I 100%ed the seat basically.
Yeah, like,
I got everything, and I was like, "What am I missing? Oh, it's robot." Okay.
Yeah, y'all were doing a lot of the same stuff early, and then in the mid game, once we got airborne, doing a lot of the same checks, and it's just like, okay, where's the Oxyel going to land? If it's here, Sketchy's ahead. If it's here, then they're both. So y'all both ended up doing ordeals. You both ended up doing the bottle and slab, long fetch quests to gear. And I think what ultimately cost Sketchy the race might have been the bounce off of Kraken 1. Because you came into Topher about 6 minutes behind Devio.
Man, when I wiped on that, I was just angry. There is no way. Even if I would have went back, got all my spells, right, got Fog 2, which really saved me in the long run. I was just so insanely upset that like I couldn't go back into that place right then and there.
I feel that.
Was that your last dungeon?
It ended up being my last one. Yeah, it was second to last. I took a wipe on it, and then I headed to Sky.
Yeah, I was really beefy going into C, so I didn't see any problem. Except I ran into unrunnable battles constantly.
Yeah. It was a matter of Kraken punching out the night before anything could really happen. Submarine.
And then it's like, what do? You just like look and be sad. Like, oh, great.
So you mentioned I came into the watch at the very end and saw you mention that my knight at the end hadn't had fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I totally missed that.
And that's one of the things we were talking about on some of the other fights. There were a few other ones where you let off with temper first and then with the fast, and typically you want to reverse that. You want to get the fast as quickly as possible. It didn't bite you too bad in the seat, but in the future...
it must have been me. I 100% would always do fast unless I've made like an oopsie, like a brain fart. So
and it might have been something along the lines where maybe the Black Wizard was casting fast, and then the Black Wizard died, and then we only saw the temper come out from the Wind Wizard. I guess could have been what we saw, but at the end of the day, like I said, y'all have nothing to be ashamed about. That was a really good race, and Devio pulls out the win. You move to 1 and 2, maybe setting the table for a run to go 4 and 2 and avoid that meat grinder, the last chance qualifier.
Well, let's not get wild. I'm happy that I won one. Maybe I can win a second.
I live in a world of hope.
I'd like to continue to get better, but
Yeah, and you will. And Sketchy Metal, I think you will too. Like 0-3 is a tough place to be. I was there last year in the spring tournament. 0-3 is when I caught my first win, and then I lost again. So I was 1-4 last year, and you stick with it. You hang out in the Discord. You talk to the people who've been running this game for a long time. You pick up lessons from them. You find your own strategies. You'll get there too. And I think just watching the VOD backs from all your 1v1s will be really beneficial.
The community, I just want to say something real quick. You guys have been super awesome. Like I joined the Discord, I started playing, I joined the tournament, and my first couple races were against Spellzap and Bloodworth. But
it's not an easy path.
Both of those dudes were so nice and incredibly inviting. Like, even though they knew they were going to wipe the floor with me, they were super helpful. And then Falconic last week, like hanging out till the end of my race, like even though you didn't have to, was like super awesome. So I just want a huge shout out to everyone. It's making me feel really welcome here. So.
Oh, and the nice thing is when you watch those races back, you can see exactly what's going on side by side and be like, okay, I need to,
I hope you
Absolutely.
guys both do that because you learn so much, not
Oh,
only
yeah.
revisiting your own play, but to see what your opponent did in that same situation.
Mhm.
And you will hear me be right at the 5-minute mark. They should go to Earth Cave.
I could fully clear air, though. Why would I not do that?
Because Earth, it's not actually fireworky if you don't have to go to Earth.
Earth was relatively tame, though, although the asps were bad.
Asps and mummies were pretty scary.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
both loose, potentially in like the under 30 minutes. That would have been wild. But at the end of the day, it was still a lot of fun to watch. We were both. There's a little uncertainty from both of our perspectives when you found the loose Thor hammer. If you would put it together, that okay, the canoe now has to be loose.
Mhm.
And,
That was my last.
I was aware.
That was my last place too, and as I got deeper into Earth, I kept questioning whether or not I had checked all the chests in the other place. So I was getting really nervous because the canoe ended up being like one of the last checks in Earth, and I was like, "Oh, if I forgot a chest, I'm gonna be so."
Well, that does remind me, Sketchy. Like as you were going through Earth, we were wondering, like when you hit the vampire floor, we were like, every box that he opens, he has to be saying, "Oh my God, I left the canoe in Sky."
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what was going on. Yeah,
And then you got to Earth 4, and you skipped the top of Earth 4 with the 5 boxes, and we're like, "Oh no! If it's in those 5 boxes, like you're never getting the canoe, and rip run, you're done." And luckily, the canoe was in the bottom left room.
Oh, I can't believe I missed those boxes, man. I totally
thought,
forgot about those. I
I
was
thought
so
that you were going, no, it's in Sky. I can skip Earth 4.
Earth is tricky.
no, that was it.
But and the other bummer is that you lost a katana that was up there. So
Is that where it was, man? One of them.
Yeah, I got both of them. So
yeah, the other one was in Sky, I believe.
yeah, I think that's right.
So Sky had a katana and a white shirt, I think. But only the one ribbon found between the two of you. You both found the sword treasure trove in Dwarf Cave right around the same time.
That was really
And
good.
Oh, I was so excited when I opened that. I was like, "Oh, Excalibur, nice!" And then it was like the Maz was there, and I was like, "Oh man, yes."
Yeah. But I'm gonna shut up and let Falconic ask any questions, pass on any comments he has, and we'll get final thoughts from the two of you.
No questions. I think, like we said, I hope both of you go back and watch it, and just know that the call outs that Caleb and I make, they're constructive, not destructive criticisms. I remember when I first started playing the game, the one sentence that still to this day sticks out in my mind is Edgeworth criticizing me in TOFR for not hugging the bottom of the wall, and it just that one little sentence of "he'll learn." It's like, oh, you jerk. But I mean, you do. You learn.
I cringe every time I miss a swear.
So
at this point,
just little
but, yeah.
routing things, I think, is it's the biggest thing that both of you can clean up, and you will. It's a super easy thing to pick up on. We already started seeing some of the overworld manipulations where you guys were saving before a long walk and then resetting out if you didn't like it. Those are really, really good things to start utilizing.
Mhm.
So I think there's nowhere to go but up for both of you, and I'm really excited to see when week 6 rolls around just how much of a difference it is versus today, week 3. So very well done. Caleb, always nice to join you in the booth. It was a very entertaining Falcon Caleb in the morning. And thanks SG. So that's all I got.
All right. Well, we'll pass the mic to Sketchy Metal. Let us know how you really feel. Final thoughts.
Just yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing this tournament. I'm having a lot of fun meeting everybody, and good game, DVS. Good game.
Yeah, GG Sketchy. I hope you do well in the tournament. You handled this one pretty well from all things considered, and yeah, thanks to the community, thanks to for commentating, the restreamer and the tracker who make things happen and make it fun to watch. And I'll be sure to watch this back and try and keep things in mind for next time.
Yeah. And I just want to give a shout out to MG Weirdo coming through in the 11th hour to track this race for us. Thank you to Sketchy Metal and Devio for being great sportsmen. I would encourage the both of you to get involved with the race crew. Folks out there watching, get involved, doing commentary, doing the tracking. It's a lot of fun. You get to learn even more about the game watching other people doing commentary with veterans, learning what they do. You can ask questions that you legitimately want answers to, and get veteran feedback. And it's a lot of fun. Like, what would you do in this situation? And furiously take notes. I know that's what I was doing a lot of times last year, doing commentary. But at the end of the day, thank you so much for Speed Gaming for hosting us through this tournament. We're going to get out of here. We got a lot of races to go. Check out on Speed Gaming 6. You can go watch Burt Reynolds and Gregory Puff right now. So I know I might go do that. So thank you, everybody.
Great. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Thank you.